Hello, family. How's everybody doing? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it today. Do y'all remember? And let's talk about it because Tiffany exposed her own state leaders in Illinois. See, Tiffany exposed them, and we're going to talk about that. And let's talk about Derrick Groves, the inmate who just got arrested. You know, it was 10 that escaped. He was the last one on the run, and they caught him in Atlanta, and it wasn't because a girlfriend told on him. It was because something deeper than that. Oh, y'all already know we got to talk about it because they talking about it down here on the Gulf Coast. So we're going to let a couple of more people get in before we start talking about everything today. And let's let a couple of more people get in here. Salute, salute, salute to everyone. Salute to everyone. Thank y'all for joining us today. It's so greatly appreciated. Yes. Thank y'all all for joining us today. Who all up in the chat? Yes, y'all know that Tiffany was playing the new Jack City role. And all that stuff that's going down now in Chicago, Tiffany exposed all that. And we're going to talk about it. Yes. And then y'all remember, she is the one that emailed and talked to Trump. Hey, Trump, congratulations. Yes, I emailed you. Check your email. Yes, we're going to all talk about it. Yeah, because see, a lot of people are forgetting about all of that. What's up, Spicy? What's up, Clay G Beats? What's up to y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Dawn Hines. Hello. Salute. 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 Wyoming girl. Shout out. Shout out. She looks like a Barbie. Mayor Barbie. Yes, Mayor Barbie. Mayor exposed too, because y'all remember, because we're going to talk about it. Tiffany exposed everything that's going on just about right now in Chicago. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. They want to leave that out. But we're going to talk about it. Kenya Brown, what's going on? What's going on? Thank y'all all so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you all. Like I said, I kind of want to interact with people more and our subscribers more and the Knowledge family because, you know, I just be wanting to talk to y'all and y'all get to talk to me and I read y'all comments and then we talk about it and things like that. Just appreciate y'all for all the support that y'all always are giving. It's so greatly appreciated. It is. It's so greatly appreciated. Jerry K. Lipcomb, thank you so much for your generosity. Your generosity is so greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your donation. Yes. Because, see, we need to go ahead on and just talk about it. And, you know, people could join in as we go along because I'm not trying to hold y'all all night here. But y'all remember, check this out. Y'all remember Tiffany is the one that was hollering, hey, Trump, congratulations. I emailed. See, when Tiffany got mad at her DMs, she exposed a lot. And a lot of what's going on in Chicago right now, she exposed a long time ago. See, Tiffany was a worldwide attention person. She was doing so much till it caused a lot of attention down there in Chicago. And she caught the world's eye. And everybody was wondering, how is she getting away with this? Why is things going like this? Why are the residents calling on help? Nothing is being done. How is she getting away with a lot of things that she's getting away with? Tiffany only kind of slowed down a little bit because of those subpoenas that was dropped on top of her and her goon's head by the feds. Yeah, that was the only thing that kind of slowed Tiffany down. But far as the Illinois leaders, oh, Tiffany exposed all that. Yes, she did. Spicy said, doing good. How are you? Doing well. Love, help out. What's going on, family? What's going on? Yes. Yes. Dawn Hines, I couldn't look away once I saw her ways. She was so shifty. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She really was that. Now you said a mouthful then. She was a handful. And I'm just reading y'all comments before I get right on into everything. I just want to give everybody a shout out and just thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Yes. Okay, so let's start with this right here. Tiffany, you remember when Tiffany was bullying the residents? She was mishandling government funds, mishandling the taxpayers' dollars, and then she had a goons who was basically trying to take over and run Dalton, Illinois, and Thornton Township like it was New Jack City. Okay, she dressed up like Nino Brown, all that. Okay, and she did that from like 2022 all the way to 2025. And she exposed the lack of leadership and how the leadership is ran in Chicago. Now, a lot of people always said that Chicago was one of the most corrupt states in the United States, but Tiffany showed us exactly how it was done, the strategic way of how to do things, and then nobody hold her accountable whatsoever. Even when it came time for her to go before judges, she still would walk out of there with her nose up and showed everybody, see, this is exactly how things are ran. She exposed that. Yes, she did. And that's a lot of the reason why a lot of things is going on now, the way it is in Illinois. Now, I was trying to see what all y'all was writing. Dave Bronson, hey, how you doing? Yes, he said, hello, cafe and chat. Finally caught alive. Yes, I'm so glad you did. Yes, I'm so glad you caught alive. Hearts up in the chat. Hearts up in the chat. Okay, so let me just say this right here because we done already got to that. But oh yeah, y'all. And this girl right here, she done went back up in court. We'll talk about her later. You remember she had to do her test to show that she's competent or incompetent. Well, she couldn't fool the test, and the test says she all right. Now look here, we don't have time for trolls today, so I just thought I'd put that up there and let all you trolls know, don't even come with it. Because see, a lot of y'all trolls come over here with all that mess, and I don't do nothing but delete you. Our moderators delete you. LCL, salute the moderator in the house. Love you, salute. But y'all come over here with that mess, okay? And we don't do nothing but delete you quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it trips me out how you be so disrespectful, and then you'll go in the comment section, write a long paragraph like we supposed to tolerate disrespect. We deletes it. So we just telling all the trolls now, don't even waste your time, okay? Thank you. We just gonna go and get that out the way. Well, y'all see the pyramid family. Yes, and Tiffany has exposed this whole pyramid, basically. Okay? And y'all see the top dog up there. So Tiffany really told on the Attorney General, Kwame, the governor, and that state attorney lady. Yes, everybody. And she showed us, and we see why Brandon act the way he act. We see why old dude down there in Harvey, yes, Christopher Clark, we see why he act the way he act. Okay, now really don't have too much to say about Napoleon and Jason, but I had those two up there because they are Napoleon is a supervisor at the township, and Jason is now the mayor of Dalton. Okay, after Tiffany got booted up out of there. Yes. So now, if y'all notice, a lot of corruption that was going on in Illinois, Tiffany was the one who kind of exposed that with her trifling actions. And she exposed everything in the worst way. So when we see what's going on in Chicago now, a lot of that is because Chicago residents was crying out for help. They was crying out for help at the same time Tiffany had that worldwide attention on her trifling actions. So people was looking at the state of Illinois because of Tiffany. And then they started sliding in because, it was some residents from Chicago, Harvey, everywhere else that was attending Dalton meeting, and they was getting their voices heard about what was going on in their city inside of Illinois. And Tiffany was the mainspring who had media attention, social media attention. So she basically drew a whole lot of attention to that state. And then when we saw how Kwame was doing Tiffany, turning his head, then when we saw how the governor was doing, turning his head, the whole world saw that. And they became kind of a target. And at that time, Trump was not president. Okay? But that whole state, the Black communities, urban communities was crying out for help from Chicago to Dalton to the township. Yes, they were. And what are y'all saying in here? Spicy. Here I finally, she said she finally caught a live too. Male artwork. Salute, said Brandon is trying. But let's start off with this right here, because y'all remember, I'm finna show y'all, because it is going to spark everybody's attention to what I'm talking about Tiffany. Okay, so if y'all remember, Tiffany was the supervisor and she was a mayor. Okay, and she had allegations of financial mismanagement, corruption, fraud, and other mismanagement, and was at odds with the majority of the village board and the trustees. Okay, now in early 2024, the Illinois State Attorney General Kwame ordered her charity to stop soliciting donations. Now, Kwame, even though he required Tiffany to stop doing donations, and he knew that she set up a fraud cancer foundation, he turned his head. He did not say anything. And the world was watching this. And you can't tell me that Trump and everybody else wasn't watching this, because Tiffany's story was worldwide. It's people overseas couldn't believe what Tiffany was doing and how she was getting away with it. And none of her superiors, her leaders, would say anything. At the same time, we was hearing Chicago say that some of the Black communities and urban communities was saying that they was getting their property taken, such as what Tiffany was doing in Dalton. Okay, they were saying that they was being ran and taken over by illegal immigrants, and that they was taking over their buildings and all. They were saying this years ago, about 2-3 years ago. And anybody who know about Tiffany's story will know that Chicago's story was just as loud, but they didn't have that media attention like Tiffany. Right? But everybody was seeing what was going on there. And so, as y'all were finished seeing, Kwame, he didn't do anything about it. He just told Tiffany, stop soliciting from the people. Now, you know that thing is fake. He knew that the cancer foundation that Tiffany started off with was fake. He didn't say anything. He just told her to stop soliciting. He asked for some paperwork, but what did Tiffany do? She ignored him like always. Yes, that's what she did. Then y'all would see that the Federal Bureau of Investigation also interviewed witnesses and subpoenaed records related to Henyard alleged corruption. As of 2024, Henyard was also under civil investigation by the Illinois Department of Human Rights. She was violating the residents' human rights as well. Okay? But everybody, her leaders, was turning a blind eye, turning their head to all of this mess Tiffany was doing. And we looking at it. So Tiffany was exposing how easy it is to mismanage money, to dog the residents, to bully the residents, to take the government's funds, to lie on different type of funding, get it? You never know where the money at, all that stuff. We looking at it. She was doing it. And Pritzker wasn't saying nothing. Kwame wasn't saying nothing. That little state attorney lady wasn't saying nothing. And when she get into court, the judges would give her a slap on the wrist and let her walk out of there. And everybody, the world was saying, how is she getting away with this? What's really going on? Okay. So now, as y'all would see, Tiffany was playing New Jack City. Point blank, period. Y'all remember, she came in there, she was acting like Nino Brown, and she played New Jack City on everyone. She was running that Dalton, Illinois, running the township just like Nino Brown. And she would dress up like Nino Brown. As y'all see, she took this picture as if she's a female Nino Brown. That's what she did. While the world is watching. So see, y'all want to know how all this attention got on Chicago the way it is right now. And then when Tiffany got mad at her DMs, she the one called Trump. Hey, Trump, I emailed you. Check your email. Oh, we'll go through that. We'll go through that. Yeah, because see, then the DMs did not do what she wanted them to do. She felt like the DMs turned their back on her. So what's the first thing she did? Congratulations, Trump. Yes, we gonna work together, Trump. We got to do this. Hey, check your email. What? Now the same people who sat up there and turned their head on Tiffany while Tiffany was bringing all this attention to that state. See, this is the first time, and hey, I'm well over 50. But this is the first time somebody has really, that we sat and watched for about 2 years, somebody exposed the corruption that was going on in Illinois. And it being a political person who sits in a mayor seat and a supervisor seat. She was too loud. She was too loud. Yeah. And Tiffany used that spot to drain millions of tax dollars. She took all of the little tax dollars and funding money, her and her boyfriend, her goons, all that. She just deboed her way in and threw them folks money. Tiffany exposed her own state leaders because they wouldn't do nothing. They wouldn't say nothing. None of that. And so it brought attention to Illinois. It brought attention to that governor. It brought attention to Kwame Raoul. It brought attention to the state attorney. It brought attention to the judges. It brought attention to everyone. So you want to know why all that stuff is going down over there in Illinois? A lot of it had to do with Tiffany Henyard. Yeah. Because a lot of people was frustrated and pissed off and mad that a lot of Black Americans and their communities was being dogged and no one would help. And Tiffany exposed how easy it is to do it with no accountability. Yeah. That's who did that. Let me see what y'all say before I go to the next one. John McAfee. I've said I want my daughter, perhaps I'll be dating her. Whatever that, I don't know. Yeah, Love Help Out said, right, all that stuff Tiff did. Yeah, she did. She really did. She really did. Capital USA 75 salute says behind the backs taking money. Yep. Beverly Palmer, salute. Okay, and let me finish up. And as y'all will see, you remember when Miss Lightfoot had to come in and she had to do an investigation. I'm just going to show y'all something right quick because this is a lot of stuff that was exposed, okay? Remember when Miss Lightfoot she came in and she did an audit on Dalton where Tiffany was mayor. And it says that Dalton received $3 million in payments for an American Rescue Plan that had a lot to do with C-19 stimulus bill signed into law. Okay. According to Lightfoot, hundreds of thousands of the original $3 million in ARPA funding went missing without receipts. Yeah, remember that? That money was missing. Okay. Nothing was being said. Then Tiffany was always saying, hey, I got the receipts. But she never had the receipts. Never would have the receipts. Never would show them. If she had them, she wouldn't never show them. Point blank, period. Okay. Then y'all remember that Tiffany also hired her hairdresser / stylist and all that and said that person was working in the administrative office. So she was lying, saying, oh, just so she could take government funds and pay her hairdresser and her stylist. And she was saying that person worked on her administration, which that person never worked on administration. That was just a way of her giving them money. So Tiffany started showing the ins and outs of how a lot of things was being done inside of that state and what a mayor can do and would do and why a lot of corruption was going on. Because see, Tiffany had this stuff in the bag and she seen this from somewhere most likely, or maybe she didn't. But the thing is, she exposed it. She showed just how easy it is to get over and have no accountability. Right today, she's still walking around, chilling, parlaying. After all that stuff she did, she's still parlaying in that state or somewhere. She ain't in jail. Then, y'all will see, this is her whole crew. Yeah, this is her whole crew. All of them was acting like New Jack City. Every last one of them had some type of hand in helping the head dog get over, dog, mishandle money, all that stuff take from the government. All of them was her clique. And Tiffany ran that place just like Nino Brown. She did. You had the finance manager who still right now won't show the books. And he still is working at the township. Y'all remember who he is? Yes. He's still working there. He ain't said nothing. He have never hand over any books, anything. Then you have your Keith. He was head dog, Tiffany's administrative dog. You had all these goons that was bullying and acting a fool down there in the township, and the leadership of Illinois never said anything. Tiffany was even getting over on the old folks. Yes, she was. Now, she would throw them some bingo prizes every now and then, but hey, she was getting the bigger kickback versus those little TVs and washing machines or whatever they was getting, the elderly people was getting at the bingo. Whatever they was getting, you better believe Tiffany kickback was 4 times more, her and her goons. And then they was bullying the elderly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing was being done. These people was crying. Remember when Tiffany was locking them all out of their own town hall? These people was crying for help to the governor of Illinois, to Kwame Raoul, the attorney general. They was crying for help. They was being ignored. Why is that? Why is that? It's the same thing that the people say in Chicago that was going on with them, with Brandon Johnson, being ignored. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And y'all remember Robert Hunt? That was Tiffany's financial man. Oh, it's given they was cooking the books because they all on subpoenas. But the thing is, Illinois, the governor, the attorney general, none of them ever told Tiffany to sit down. They continued to let her draw worldwide attention on that state. Y'all, you could say, oh, well, that was a little state, Illinois. You know, that was, yes. But look at all the attention Tiffany had. She had a lot of attention. She really did. Let me see. TS in the house. Shout out to TS. Shout out moderator TS and LCL. Shout out to the moderators in the house. Shout out. Yes. Okay, so because I got a lot to break down to y'all. Okay. Now, these was all Tiffany goons, from police officers all the way down. You had Lacey was the chief of police. Then you had the 2 females over here. All of them was goons. Tiffany used the police department as her own goons. Yes. They was all thugs. They was all bullying. That town didn't have a chance against these right here goons. Y'all already know the story about Tiffany. But what I'm saying is Tiffany exposed her own Illinois leaders by showing what they do, because this is what she did. And nobody gets held accountable while the residents suffer, while the tax dollars are being mishandled. Nobody says nothing. Everybody turn a blind eye. Yeah, everybody turn a blind eye. Look at the goons. We ain't talking about the trustees, because even the trustees right here was trying to get help, and they couldn't even get the proper help they needed. They couldn't. They tried, but they couldn't. They begged, they asked, but guess what? Nobody paid them any attention. Nobody paid them any attention at all. At all. For 3 whole years, not even the governor. So what y'all see going on in Chicago right now, a lot of it is because Tiffany was the one who gave that state worldwide attention based on corruption, mishandling government funds. And she is the one that hollered, "Hey, Trump, congratulations. I emailed you." When you emailed Trump, did Trump email you back? I'll wait. I mean, I'm just asking the question. Maybe he didn't. I don't know, because it's quite strange that 8 months later, Trump came up in the joint. Yeah. Hey, Trump, I emailed you. I'm going to let y'all see it. Check your email. Check your email, Trump. Yeah. Now that Trump there, everybody crying, everybody whining, everybody acting the fool on ice and all that. But ain't nobody talking about that worldwide attention that Tiffany had doing corruption, hey, that's what her subpoenas say, okay? She got a hell of a lot on her subpoenas. Yes, she do. Y'all remember this here car wash? Who is that? Her boyfriend car wash. Her boyfriend said he was part of a youth program that nobody has ever seen yet. He got $500,000 from acting like he was a youth program director at his car wash, and actually that was all a lie. He used the kids just to get $500,000. See, Tiffany exposed how easy all this stuff was and how she could do it and won't be held accountable, not by her leaders, not by her superiors. Y'all remember that? Yeah, we do. Y'all remember he had this banging, slamming car wash? Yeah, he said he does nothing but luxury cars. Tiffany boyfriend. Yeah, and y'all will see right there. What did Tiffany boyfriend say? The township had received $7.1 million in grant money since 2020, and Plan B Youth Violence Prevention was among the programs funded by a $500,000 grant for violence interruption, interruption, community development, and operation expenses and administrative costs. Well, the address given for the program on Sibley Boulevard in Dalton comes up as Cook County records as a car wash. That's Tiffany's boyfriend. And she was the mayor. She was the mayor. And her boyfriend was getting the cut. Her goons was getting the cut. She was getting the cut. Her daughter got an ice skating rink getting the cut. All that. Yes. Yes. And guess what? Those leaders of Illinois stayed quiet. They didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. All this worldwide attention on this type of stuff right here. They said nothing. They act like wasn't nothing going on. And the residents was down there crying, begging for help. We was even asking the question, hey, Kamal, what's going on with that youth program? You know, where them folks $500,000 at? Nobody was saying nothing. We didn't even never see a judge bring Kamal in to ask that question. The governor haven't even asked that question. The attorney general haven't even asked that question. So see, everybody started side-eyeing like, what's really going on? Because they getting away with a lot of stuff. Well, what it was is Tiffany was exposing just how much people can get away with stuff and nothing happens. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Y'all remember this right here? Yes. FBI serves subpoenas. That's the only thing that slowed them down. FBI serving them subpoenas. That's the only thing that slowed them down. The only thing that slowed them down. And then, y'all will see right here that Tiffany lawsuit alleged the Andrew Holmes lawsuit with Tiffany named in it too, who supposedly had dropped that mick into an employee's so-called, whatever they did with her, and something went wrong. And then she said, the employee said that when they got down there to Vegas, she was R-word. Well, here they say that Dalton settled the lawsuit involving Andrew Holmes. Now, the question I want to ask is Andrew Holmes still sitting on the Dalton trustee board? I'll wait. See, they say here, one day ago, I did this. I seen this about 2 days ago, though. It says that Andrew Holmes case, it's all in the news, right? They said that Andrew Holmes case The lawsuit alleged that Dalton trustee Andrew Holmes did something to the employee, and the employee said that when they all went to Vegas, because see, Tiffany took trips too to Vegas. Tiffany took trips all over the joint. Washington, came down to Alabama. Girl, you better be glad we didn't know nothing about your trifling ways when you had hit the Alabama, because we were told the governor, she don't need to be here. She bad news. But anyway, they was flying all over the map, okay? It looked like, my opinion, Hank Pank sessions, okay? Because they all was traveling together, but wasn't getting no business done. You ask them, what did they bring back? Nothing but more bullying, more intimidation, more mishandling of money. But they never bought any businesses back, and they took about 8-9 trips, and they have not bought back anything to show for it. So what do that tell us? When 5 and 6 and 10 people go on these here lavish trips with the mayor, Tiffany, with the supervisor, Tiffany, and they using the government's credit card and the taxpayers' credit card, and they flying all over the place, staying in a hotel for 3-4 days. This here, they went to Las Vegas, and the chick who's employed with them, Miss Fania, she said that something happened to her down there, okay? And that she told Tiffany nothing happened. Nothing happened. Well, they're saying here that they settled it, okay? They won't say how much they settled for or what the settlement was supposed to, what was the settlement? They didn't say any of that. So this is all they showed, family. Let me see what y'all saying. Let me see what y'all saying. All that's suspicious. TS said all that's suspicious. Showed just like Umar Johnson said, they going on all these trips and not bringing back nothing. Don't y'all find that suspicious? Don't you find that suspicious? Yes. Spicy. I wonder if she saved any of the millions that disappeared. Oh no. Oh no. Just me, Nene. What's up? What's up? Cynthia Tucker. What's up? What's up? Need to get rid of your Governor Spicy. Okay. But yes. Spicy said, I was wondering what happened to that lady that was messed up on the trip. Yeah. Well, we just saw it. We just saw it in the news right here. And they saying something about they settled it. Okay. And it got right here. Dalton settled lawsuit alleging, you know what, involving trustee Andrew Holmes and former mayor Tiffany Henyard. See? And didn't know, none of her superiors tell Tiffany to sit down somewhere or make her sit down somewhere. Nah, they ain't say nothing. All this worldwide attention, I guess they thought it was a joke. I don't know what they was thinking, but it was not no joke. Check it out. While the board has voted on the matter last night, so I guess they had a meeting sometime this week, we are not disclosing any terms or details under all legal documents have been fully executed and the process is complete. So they said that they went through everything and the process is complete and is over with. Okay. The spokesperson said in an email statement, we remain committed to transparency and will share additional information with the public once it is appropriate to do so. So they said that they settled that thing, okay? I don't know if they settled it or not. I hadn't heard nothing from the lady, Miss Fania. I don't know, but I'm just going by what they got in the news, okay? That's all I'm doing. Yeah, so they said they settled it. But my question is Andrew Holmes still sitting in that seat? Because, see, this is what I'm talking about how it's putting a lot of focus on the state of Illinois. Because we know what we heard that happened down in Vegas, right? Tiffany Henyard. And this was very popular when it happened because Tiffany was in the news heavy, worldwide, okay? Media attention, social media attention. And we all knew that. So now they're saying, okay, we settled this thing with this woman. Okay. But the thing is, okay, even if you settled it, this man still has a job sitting in a government seat after you had to settle something that he allegedly done that was very, very terrible. SA. But is he still sitting there getting paid off the government money after being accused of this? See, this is why a lot of focus is on Chicago and Illinois right today. Think about it. See, other states and other people are looking at it like, oh, that wouldn't even fly in our state. It's so many people that's in different states saying, man, that wouldn't even fly in our state. But when you look at over there, it flies over there. Why is that? Why is that? Because I don't know if he's still sitting in that seat or not, because I haven't been checking for Dalton like that. Maybe it's some people who have and could say, hell, they just said on here that they had a meeting like last week sometime. Is Andrew Holmes still sitting in that government seat? That's all. Is he still getting a check from the government after being accused of that right there on the screen? Is he still getting a check? And you say, oh, well, we can't fire him because he's never been found guilty of it. No, haven't never been found guilty of it, but y'all decided that y'all needed to settle this thing. So if you settle this thing, that's still a SA settlement. So he's still there. That's all I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question. I don't know. I don't know if he's still there or not. I ain't followed them folks in a minute. But anyway, I was just giving y'all the update on that they said this week that case was settled. Okay. Now y'all will see that the documents required to be supplied to the grand jury. This is Tiffany's indictment, employment detail, contracts, tax statement regarding Rose Henyard, Tamika Henyard, and Kamal Woods, her boyfriend, okay? Municipal code and ordinance related to credit card purchase, vendors approval, expenses reimbursement, security detail. Y'all remember that Tiffany Security said that they was working about 300 and some hours a week. Wow. And it was getting all this overtime and all that stuff like that. Then y'all will see there that the feds, her subpoena said they want financial reports, budgets, accounting records. They want all that stuff, receipts, board meeting minutes, vehicle purchase. Because y'all remember that Tiffany Tahoe she was riding in was well over 150,000, okay? And then she had her police chief riding in a nice Durango or whatever he had. They was all just coming up and splurging, okay? But the thing is, all this stuff was happening while her leaders was turning a blind eye. And not only her, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on in Harvey, all over Illinois. That's what they say now. And then you will see, I'm just showing y'all all the things that Tiffany, okay? Then y'all will see record related to bids, contracts, invoice, demand printing, company paperwork. Because see, Tiffany was mingling and dealing in a whole lot of stuff. Contract agreements, payments, all this stuff. They want payments related to the Delgato law firm, all this. Now, this is the feds now. This is the feds that will subpoena Tiffany and her goons. And a lot of Tiffany goons are named inside of her subpoenas, okay? But the thing is, what I'm saying is, and y'all can always freeze it or rewind back to a lot. I'm not reading all of it, but y'all will see they also wanted records related to township travels, including in October 2022, trips to Springfield, Illinois, March 2023, trip to Washington, and May 2023, trip to Las Vegas, Nevada. That's when that stank went down with Andrew Holmes that they say that they just settled that their SA case about Andrew Holmes, and he most likely is still sitting on the board of trustees getting paid by the government. And then you'll see that communication records for Tiffany Henyard, Keith Freeman, Robert Hunt, Kamal Woods, all of them together. They want communications of all of them, okay? just so much. Okay. Tiffany also has a real estate company called Aisha Properties. The feds got that inside the subpoenas. So the subpoena seems to be indicating that they are leaving no stones uncovered. Okay. So the thing is, as y'all see, all that stuff that went down with Tiffany, her leaders turned a blind eye. Turned a blind eye. They did not say anything to Tiffany to make her sit down with all this worldwide attention that was focused on all this stuff right here. Yeah. And not only that, Tiffany was so out of control with her state leaders turning their head that she have about at least 48 lawsuits filed against the village during her tenure. Okay? And they said it's a lot more than that with just her on there. But they don't know how many that is. But a lot of it, Tiffany did while she was mayor or supervisor. So that puts all the burden on the township and Dalton. Yeah. So she made them hold the bag for her trifling actions while she's out of office. And then y'all will see a lot of the lawsuits against Tiffany is FOIA violations. And over there in Chicago, they say that Brandon don't answer those either. Vendor disputes, civil rights, and retaliation. Remember, she was using her goons to retaliate against all the residents. She was running that joker just like New Jack City. Harassment, which we just seen that. They just settled on one of those cases. Yeah. But then you'll see here, contempt of court. Tiffany also attempt of court. See, that's how bold Tiffany was. She did an attempt of court. She didn't even want to show up, and she was like, that judge ain't gonna do nothing to me. Basically, that's what it was given to us. And true enough, when she did finally go to court, they ain't do nothing to Tiffany. Tiffany walked right back up out of there. So it showed us how Illinois rolled. Tiffany exposed that by doing everything she did and was getting away with it. And then the same people who let Tiffany get away with it, Tiffany turned around and got mad at her own folks, her Dems, and then told Trump, I emailed you, email me back. She ready to tell on everybody. So, my question is, did she ever get the email back? Or did she write more in the email? I don't know. But see, Tiffany is the one that made that thing public, not us. So we have a right to ask, hey, did he ever answer you? And did you ever write him back? Yeah. Yeah. And y'all will see eviction notice. Another thing, Tiffany had an eviction notice. Her boyfriend all up in the house and carrying on. This is how she is a mayor and a supervisor. Her and her boyfriend just bum rushed this lady house that she was so-called supposed to been renting out, Tiffany's boyfriend, and they wouldn't pay the lady. And they wouldn't even leave out of that place, okay? And that's another thing that's going on in Chicago right today. They got some people up in spots that ain't supposed to be up in spots, squatting up in spots, doing all that stuff up in spots. And then people get mad when they run illegal criminals out of spots like this. But then Kamal, everybody just really didn't say nothing. What? Tiffany and her boyfriend basically took over this lady's house and was daring that lady, put us out if you want to. They went to court behind this, and everything. And Tiffany and them, we still really hadn't heard what was the outcome of that. And everybody turned a blind eye. That lady was begging for help. Record disputes. Tiffany had all kind of stuff going on. Okay, that old cancer foundation, bogus cancer foundation, she lied about that too. Now, look who's all in the picture with Tiffany. Tiffany Goons. Now, y'all already know that we know about Andrew Holmes. This is the one who was who they said they just settled a lawsuit for his trifling behavior, is what they saying. Okay. His alleged trifling behavior. But then you have Tiffany right there. And then you have Tiffany other goon, Stan Brown. Okay. Now, Stan Brown is off in the school district 205 as well. Okay. And her boyfriend said that he was helping the school and helping the youth with the $500,000 that he got from the government. But it come to find out he didn't do nothing but pocket that money because he did not have a youth program in his car wash. And then the governor took his cheese and picture with him. So never did tell Tiffany to sit down. Why is that? I'm just asking the question. Then there she go with Kwame. Kwame never told her to sit down either. Why is that? I'm just asking the question because everybody talking about what's going on in Chicago right now. But hey, this is the one who drew the heat. Yes, in my opinion, that's the one we all seen it, okay? Point blank period. We all seen it. We seen how Tiffany was swindling. It was evidence showing how she was swindling. And she was doing it. She was sharp doing it. She had on her heels doing it. She had built her daughter a skating rink. All that, then locked the residents out the skating rink. Say, no. Y'all can't skate up in here. This is just ice. Yes. Even though it's y'all tax dollars, y'all can't come up in here. That's for my daughter. Now, when my daughter have a party or we want to do something or something like that, we might open the gates for y'all to come on in here. Other than that, no. And these people that standing with Tiffany never made her sit down. Instead, they let the nationwide attention continue to get broader and broader and broader until all the attention was on the state of Illinois and the leaders and why they are not making this woman here sit down. Tandra Robinson, salute. Jasmine Nene, Andrew looked like he has many hidden agendas. Child. Lil Zizzy, hey, how you doing? Said they never told her to sit down because they all doing some stuff too. I'm telling you, Tiffany knew it too. Tiffany knew she had everybody. She knew it. She knew they couldn't really make her sit down because she was like, if y'all make me sit down and y'all piss me off, I'm going to tell too. Because you know she was telling some of it. Remember one time she got mad and she got on her little social media and she started talking about Napoleon. Hey, Napoleon, did you tell them about how you took your wife and them out to eat and you spent about $800 on your wife? Or did you tell them about how you do? She got to run them out because she was mad. She flipped on them DMs. And it wasn't long when she hollered when Trump got reelected. Congratulations, Trump, because she was mad. Yeah. Yeah. See all this right here? And another thing. See, Tiffany, she was at this Franklin Elementary School with Attorney General Kwame Raoul. Okay. And she was talking about how much she cared about the kids and all that. But at the same time, her boyfriend got a $500,000 check for the kids, to help the kids for youth prevention program, and they pocketed and bought some more soap for the cars to wash. They weren't stunting the kids. I mean, that's what they were giving. That's what they said. You know, that's what they said on the, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you I would have said. But the thing is that all these judges did not say a word, but give Tiffany a slap on the wrist. The Thaddeus, you remember that was her judge? Slap on the wrist. Remember the landlord judge that was trying to get Tiffany to pay the rent or get up out the house or whatever? Slap on the wrist. Y'all remember the ex-friends building? You remember when her boyfriend, Kamal, sold a restaurant to a couple. The couple got the restaurant all together, and then Tiffany wouldn't give them their license or nothing like that because Tiffany wanted a side deal. Well, that judge, remember? Slap on the wrist. Then you remember the FOIA that Tiffany had? She had to answer a lot of stuff for FOIA. Some of it she did, some of it she didn't. But the point is, Tiffany is out here walking. Slap on the wrist. So not only was the leaders turning a blind eye, seemed like the judges really wouldn't hold Tiffany accountable like they should. And that exposed a lot of stuff that was going on inside of Illinois. A lot of people might say, oh, no, it didn't. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. She got away with a lot. Walking around there looking like Nino Brown. Yeah, played Nino Brown while the state attorney turned her head. Governor turned his head. Attorney General turned their head. They did not hold her fully accountable and made her sit down. My opinion, if Tiffany had her sat down, or somebody would have made her sit down real quick, and none of this worldwide media attention would have got that far, what's going on in Chicago now probably wouldn't even be going on. And I'm going to tell y'all why I say that in a minute. Here y'all go. What Tiffany wrote? Congratulations, President Trump. You are now the 47th president. You have made history by coming back and winning the president of the United States. What a big comeback with a strong emoji. Now let's work together. To all my supporters, let's work together and put our differences aside. Now, see, Tiffany was pissed off at her DMs at this time, okay? And anyway, Trump is now our president, and we must find a common ground to reach across the aisle and focus on next steps. I wonder if they're feeling like that right about now. Yes. See, sometimes when you get a backyard Barbie and you let them join the crew, and then when you don't cater to this backyard Barbie, you don't cater to this person, you don't cater to this person, you don't cater to this person, you don't let this person slide, and then that person turn around and slide you clean up under the bus. Yes. Then you'll see President Trump as the supervisor of Thornton Township and mayor of Dalton. I would like to sit down with you and talk about helping the people throughout Thornton Township. Well, he said he's helping the people of Chicago right now, okay, with all those illegal criminals that's down there in Chicago and taking over, okay? But anyway, Tiffany said she would like to sit down with him and talk to them, and they come up with a way to help people throughout the township. I have a lot of great ideas and believe we can work together for the greater good. With that being said, let's make America great again. I also sent you a message. Check your inbox. What? I'm telling you, the game is cold. Yeah, it's cold. The game is cold. Yeah. After he was supposed to go to jail or be charged with Trump pardon. Okay. Yeah. We the people. This is live. Yeah, but anyway, that's what Tiffany did. Okay. And she said that she was the most powerful woman in the Southland. Also, Tiffany subpoenas also are asking about any connections that she had with the Thornton Township High School District 205. And I said that's in her subpoena too. And I said that because here recently, there's a guy, this man right here, who was over a school. He was a superintendent in Chicago, and he was over an elementary district, and he has been indicted. But he did a whole lot of stank in Chicago, and then ran to Atlanta, and now he's superintendent of Atlanta. Now they done busted him about what he did in Chicago, and now they have suspended him in Atlanta. Okay? So this man right here, DeKalb County Superintendent, indicted, placed on leave. Okay? Now he did his stank in Chicago. Devin Horton is a prominent figure in education administration. Okay. Now, he was a former superintendent at East St. Louis School District 189 in Illinois. Okay. And they said that he was doing some stank there. Okay. Now, we know that Tiffany boyfriend was doing stank over there in the township because Tiffany hired her boyfriend, and all of a sudden he was getting school fundings for his car wash. Well, this here superintendent, they said that he was working at the Evanston School District 65 in Illinois and have been charged and for corruption, tax evasion, all that stuff. So it says the grand jury in April 2024 returned a 17-count indictment. Now, they just did this in October the 8th this week, okay? So they returned the indictment in April, but the filing entered in the Northern District of Illinois on October the 8th outlines alleged wire fraud, honor service fraud, federal program theft, and tax evasion. Mm-hmm. So, y'all see how a lot of things are being exposed after Tiffany? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the Illinois area. Yeah. So they said that this man here, they said that according to the indictment, District 65 paid roughly $139,500 to Connecting the Dots Leadership Initiative LLC, and then they paid $119,500 to Access Protection Specialist LLC, $24,500 to New Flight 35 Sports and Academy program. So they said that he was getting all kind of money. Okay, sounds about like what Tiffany was doing. So that's why I'm saying Tiffany exposed a lot of what was going on throughout Illinois, in a lot of places, probably not all, but in a lot of places. And as you see that this man was in Chicago and he was doing the same thing roughly around the same time Tiffany was a mayor and supervisor. He was there too, doing the same thing. And it looked like when he knew that the heat was getting ready to get hot, he left and went to Georgia and he got a superintendent job in Atlanta. And they said that he was just collecting all kind of money, $293,000, $30,000, tied up into all kind. He was taking from the federal program, theft counts. He got all kind of stuff going on. But anyway, they got him. Okay? And they got him indicted. And he was doing the same thing. Henyard was mismanaging all type of money, abusing the funds and all that stuff. And Devin was doing the same thing. Around about the same time. So now let me get on these ladies right here. And before I get talk about these ladies right here, because these ladies right here said that they had been begging for help for a long time, even when Tiffany was acting a fool down there in Dalton and the Thornton Township, that they was in Chicago complaining about the same thing they was going through with Brandon as well. And they said a whole lot of residents was. Let me see what y'all saying and let me acknowledge some of y'all. Salute to everybody in the chat. The chat is on fire. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Super stupid. That's what Tandra Robinson said. Wyoming girl. I'm not sure Tiffany is in Atlanta. She has been seen in Dalton. No, I'm not saying that she's in Atlanta. I'm talking about that guy who was in Chicago stinking up the joint at a school district at the same time that Tiffany was stinking up the joint down there in Dalton in Illinois. I mean, Dalton in the township. That's what I'm saying. They just recycling these people, Wyoming girl said. That's what it's giving, honey. LCL, they will get the silver bracelet. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. But these ladies here, family, they just said that they tired. And they have been complaining about a lot of things that's been going on inside of Chicago. And they was constantly being ignored. Okay. And these buildings here, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but ICE went into these buildings here in Chicago. And they said that these ladies and some more, and I'm going to let y'all hear a lot of it. But these ladies said for years that the leaders, the governor, the mayor, everybody was bringing in the hardcore criminals and illegal immigrants. And when they was coming in, you know, they was flooding into Chicago, and that they wasn't putting them in the nice suburb areas, like where the governor and the mayor and them stay. They was dumping them off in the black and urban communities. Mostly the poor communities. They was dumping them off there, the hardcore criminals. And those criminals was basically had took over the neighborhood, took over some buildings, took over a lot. Now, this is not new. These ladies here on the screen had been saying this along with a whole lot of other residents. Has been attending city council meetings, talking to Brandon, telling Brandon these people are taking over. They are wording our women, our children, and their own as well. But they're really wreaking havoc on us elderly black community and all that. And that these are some hardcore gang members here that y'all done flopped down inside of our communities. And we either have to run out of our communities, or a lot of us can't afford to move, and we're suffering through this type of thing. Now, granted, Chicago have regular black gangs too now that be running all wild throughout that state, okay? But they said it was something different about these here illegal ones that's from Venezuela and all that. Say these right here ain't no joke. So they was running them clean up out of their apartments, they building. They said they would come knocking on your door and tell you, hey, I know the first everybody pay rent. Y'all gonna get that rent to us. Y'all ain't gonna pay the rent man. What? They just said they were taking over, okay? So these are the buildings that ICE had ran into because this is where the black communities and everybody said that this building was one of the buildings in urban community that was taken over by illegal criminal gangs, okay? And so ICE bust up in the joint and got most of them up out of there. Well, the building already was about deteriorated. Ain't nothing really was going on there. It's a lot of people. It was some people in there, some blacks in there, but the majority of them, they say, was criminals in there. Okay, that wasn't supposed to be here in the United States. They say it was illegal. Now I'm gonna let y'all hear what one of these ladies said about it. And this is them acting a fool there. But check this out. I want y'all to listen to this, and then I'm going to let y'all hear this chick. But it says, the apartment buildings are being taken over by gangs of illegal immigrants, okay? The United States is witnessing a disturbing trend where apartment buildings are being overtaken by armed gang of illegal immigrants, raising serious concerns about the Biden administration immigration policy. So they was talking about this back then, before about 2-3 years now. These ladies and everybody else been talking about it. They say these incidents reported in cities like Aurora, Chicago, and others highlighted the severe consequences of mass immigration policies that failed to ensure proper vetting and enforcement. Okay. In Aurora, Colorado, residents of certain apartment complexes have experienced firsthand the terror of living in close proximity to armed gangs. The, Tendi, Agra, and Venezuelan gang known for its brutality and reportedly taking control of multiple buildings. So that's what they said they was doing. They was taking control over the urban communities. And y'all have to understand, when ICE or whoever, the police department, come in to clean out these buildings, they are in black neighborhoods. And it's just like, say, if we all are in a house with somebody who's dealing substance and they come bust in the joint, all of us got to come out that house. Most of us gonna be probably detained and questioned, but the ones who really is involved in it is the ones that's gonna go, and they not gonna take the other ones, like children, whatever. But now they gonna detain everybody and hold everybody for a minute until they get who they need, and then they get them and everybody else go. Okay, that's exactly what they did when ICE went up in this building last week. Okay, they got everybody up out of there, because you have to remind you, they said a lot of these gang members was taking over people's apartment. So it can be a family inside their apartment, but it's a gang member in there too, using their apartment for illegal activities. But those people really can't say nothing because they scared. That's how bad it was. And it's a lot of them was talking about it. And we wasn't hearing a lot of it because they wasn't getting a voice. We really are now starting to hear what they saying, which they've been saying this years ago. But we're just now hearing what they saying because of ICE is there. And a lot of them are speaking out because they feel a little bit safer to speak now. But this has been a problem for a long time. Okay, these buildings was taken over. Now, I want y'all to listen to what this here chick said right here. I think it's y'all hold on for a minute. 12. Yeah, hold on for a minute right there. I'm gonna let y'all. This mayor is gonna wait until somebody gets 20. You took your oath of office. Hold on. I want y'all to hear what some of these. No, I'm gonna let y'all hear that later. But I want y'all to listen first with what this man said when ICE went in there. This mayor is going to wait until somebody gets violently hurt or killed. He's going to have blood on his hands because he sat around and thought too long because he's too scared of the political ramifications of making a big decisions to keep his city safe. That's my concern, is that you've got so many people. Now, let me show y'all. These are some of the gang members that they got up out of the building. I'm going to let y'all hear that. But that man there is going to explain what happened this here night. But these are some of the Venezuela gangs that they got up out of those apartments. They was in there heavy. Y'all see the tattoos on their leg. These are who they got up out of there who was taking over those buildings. That's not the only building. That's a big old building I just showed y'all. That's not the only building that they say they took over. But remind y'all, you have to understand, they was placed in the black urban communities. They was placed there. So when they come to bust these places, of course, black people are going to be in the mix because it was the mayor and the governor who placed these people in those neighborhoods. They didn't place them in the good ones now. They placed them in our urban communities. Basically, it was y'all fend for y'allself with them. Y'all fight each other. But, hey, it's out of our hand. That's where they going. They going over there in the black neighborhood. That's basically what they did. That's basically what they did. And this is them getting them up out of there. Y'all see the tattoos representing that their gang from their country is all on their necks. It's everywhere. Y'all see their tattoos right there. This all was that apartment. This all was that apartment. Okay. You will see them coming out. They had tattoos. Man, they on their arms. I don't know if y'all kind of see a lot of it, but man, they did have a lot of them come up out of there. They was taking over that whole building. And here y'all see it says missing New York girl found in Chicago area with 2 men in the United States illegally. And they had got a 13-year-old girl. They used one of their young, a 13-year-old in their family to lure this 13-year-old girl. And the 13-year-old dude who was family members or a family member of these illegals, those illegals got him to kind of act like he want to date this 13-year-old girl or whatever, lured the 13-year-old girl out of her house in New York, and then they took her all the way to Chicago. And then they finally found her okay, but you know, it wasn't too good, okay? They was basically using her for you know what, okay? So this is the man who is over border control in Chicago. And this is what he was saying. Now, one of these gang members, I'm going to show y'all, put a bag on this man here head, okay? And because he didn't like that gang member, illegal gang member, didn't like the fact that this man here was running the Venezuela gangs up out of their buildings that they have taken over. Okay, so, but y'all gonna hear that in a minute. So check it out. Here in Portland playing politics, they don't realize they're up against professional terrorists. Now check out this right here. This is that man talking. He finna start.
When we talk about those bad people and bad things that are no longer walking the streets, we're approaching almost 1,500 apprehensions in a month. A majority of those 1,500 are some extremely bad individuals, whether it's child rapists, trained Aragua gang members, terrorists, honest-to-goodness terrorists on the terrorist screening database, and many others. Those folks oftentimes are walking with impunity on the streets of Chicago, and that's why we're here. That's why we have this federal response here, Carly, is to take care of that. When our local elected politicians won't do the job, we will.
Okay, now, check it
Carly, I was amazed that he was an illegal alien gang member of the Latin Kings. So when illegal aliens come across the border in the numbers that we've seen over the past 4 years to the tune of millions, this is what you get. This is the type of activity that starts to crop up in our major cities. And again, that's why we're here, is to take care of this situation. And luckily, we have some fantastic prosecutors here in Chicago. Andrew Boutros, the U.S. Attorney, Northern District of Illinois, is really taking it to these illegal alien gang members and other criminals that threaten law enforcement and American citizens.
Okay, so what he's talking about there is this illegal immigrant that put this out on the internet. He said $2,000 on information about that border control man that I just showed y'all, and $10,000 if you take him down. Y'all know what that means, okay? But this was the one who put that bag on this here man's head, because he didn't like the fact that they are making them move out of these buildings and places that they're taking over. Okay? So the man on the right put a bag on the man on the left head because he's part of a ruthless gang. And they didn't like the fact that they are being moved out of these buildings that they are taking over. Okay, so he had put out on the internet that right there. $2,000 for information about this man, $10,000 to take him down. That's what he put down. Okay, and so now I want y'all to finish hearing what he said. Then I'm gonna let y'all hear what these ladies said.
I want to thank Attorney General Kwame
Now this is
staff, along with my general counsel Ann Spillane and our excellent governor's office legal team, for working tirelessly for weeks now to prepare federal lawsuits in anticipation of this unconstitutional invasion of Illinois by the federal government.
Okay, so that's Priska talking about he's gonna put out law, all kind of lawsuits against the people, ICE and all them. Okay, but my thing is, you notice he never said anything about those Venezuelan gangs that is taking over the black community and that's terrorizing the black community. And they have been crying for help for over 4 years now. And you notice they won't never address the Venezuela's gangs, none of that. Why is that? Put politics aside. I ain't talking about no dams, no elephants, no none of that. I'm talking about the urban communities that are infested with criminal gangs, even if it's our own black gangs. But our black gangs ain't got nothing on these right here Venezuelans. They done ran them up out of there. Now, I know it's some black gangs that were saying, oh, y'all ain't going to take over our turf or whatever like that. But if you look at it, Venezuelans want it because they have taken over a whole apartment buildings, 20 stories high. And it's not just one. It's a lot of them. But anyway, I want y'all to hear. This is them kicking in doors. I told you they say they kicking in doors, and they be these gangs, illegal gangs. They'll kick in your door and tell about give me your rent right now. Give me your rent money. Give me your water bill money. Give me your gas money. Give me all your money. You got some food stamps. We want it all, and it really ain't nothing you could do. And the landlord said he really can't do anything, because a lot of these gang members who take over the apartments and run people out of their apartments, or the people who stay there, it's just like New Jack City, man. It's just a different ethnic group taking over the buildings. Okay? But the thing is, the landlord said that when he complained about it, that he's then told that there's a squatters law that they could stay there. And then they wind up just staying there for like years. And nobody does anything about it. So he basically don't even fix up the apartment. And the people that live there say it's no laundry room. It's none of that. Kids can't go outside and play. They be scared to come in and out to go to work. You can't buy nothing new in your apartment, like a TV or a stereo set. Or no, they coming to get that. They coming to get that. You got a what? You got a new TV? You better not be seen taking it in no apartment. I know that. You better cover that thing up. And if we hear it on the outside of your door and it sound like you got a surround sound, we coming up in there and we getting it. That's how bad it had got. Yeah, that's how bad it got. Wyoming girl, thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love you. Love you. Love you all. So I want y'all to hear the chick. I'm gonna let y'all hear those residents, but I want y'all to hear the lady that was already talking about how this right here is out of control. Out of control. Let me see. Let me get it. Hold on, family. Hold on, family, because I'm trying to. Let me get it.
Say that the tenant here was a young woman.
Let me see.
Say that the tenant here was a young woman, and that he wasn't sure when she had started renting.
Hold on. That was that's the other one. That's what's the name? I'm trying to get that chick. Hold on, family. I gotta get it. Hold on, I can't get it. Okay. I think it's on here. We're gonna resume it. Check it out. I want y'all to listen to some of the residents.
Because again, your name was on this executive order of May 2023. This executive order for immigration, migrants, and refugee rights.
Now this is at the city council meeting. I'm gonna show y'all all this in a minute.
To go to illegal immigrants, not Harold Washington. You're going to be held accountable for it. And we want a forensic audit of the money that was spent on illegal immigration. You all are trying to do everything but that, when in fact, that's where all the money went. So anything that you all pass is not genuine. It's not honest. Because you're trying to cover up where our money actually went. Now, it's been some strange voting going on. Let's talk about the fact that Taliaferro and Lopez, Sergio Lopez, got extra money. Could it be because Byron Sergio Lopez wrote a letter on my behalf to help with my case, and so did Taliaferro? Could it be that they were told that they could get more votes if they blew my case with Lori and them? While at the same time selling me out, because he's supposed to be getting a field house for his ward. We got something for you. Friday's famous Friday, and we got another one. This is Chicago Flip Red. Chicago Red got you too. You got Chicago Red and you got Chicago Flip Red, and both of us getting that.
Okay, so y'all.
Our next speaker is Sharon Abbott.
Now y'all have to understand, this right here has been going on, begging. This is Brandon in the middle, at these city council meetings, and this is what people are saying, have been saying for years, and they've been saying it this week as well. Listen.
Brandon Johnson, first of all, I hate to break your heart. I didn't vote for you. I'm a lifelong conservative. Nevertheless, your job is to represent all of the people of Chicago and not your own personal interest. On May 15, 2020, you took your oath of office and solemnly swore to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you would faithfully discharge the duties of the office of mayor to the best of your ability. The U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, states that the United States shall guarantee to every state in the Union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of these against invasion. The preamble of the U.S. Constitution states that we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and provide for the common defense. Likewise, the Illinois Constitution reiterates that the people formed our government with its primary role being to ensure domestic tranquility and provide for the common defense. Brandon Johnson, you violated your oath of office. You have not supported the U.S. Constitution nor the Illinois Constitution. You have not protected the people of Chicago from invasion nor ensured domestic tranquility. You have also ignored the Declaration of Independence, which declares that governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. No one appointed a monarch to rule over the people of Chicago.
So
let's go ahead and talk about, let's not forget about the good old sugar tax. Y'all remember y'all used to back in 2016 and you go to your favorite grocery store and you buy your favorite 24-pack of pop? Well, you pay more taxes on that pop than what the actual cost of it is. What you didn't know is that your buddy Brandon Johnson avoided sugar tax. So it's not a surprise that he wants to pour a $40 million line of credit and put the city in even more debt than what we already are with the $1.2 billion deficit. But it's your fault that because you gave half the money to illegals. Also, it's lazy government is what you call it. So let's not forget that we gotta watch these politics. And I was at that Board of Czar meeting, and Tom Homan said out of his mouth that it is illegal to harbor and conceal illegal aliens. So like I told you before, that you ain't gonna blink when we ain't gonna flinch either. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing. All you illegals, you ain't going to have no Merry Christmas. You're going to have a Merry Deportation Christmas.
okay. So these people have been complaining for
You spent over $574 million on illegal immigrants here in Chicago, Illinois since 2022. Now, you still feel like you have to harbor these illegals, which is not a good idea. And in my personal opinion, I don't think it's a good idea to challenge Tom Homan on this because he's trying to clean up our cities, Mr. Brandon Johnson. Now, let me just remind everybody here that Brandon Johnson is terrible with the budget. How is this $40 million credit line is going to work exactly? Because the key word is credit. So how much will we be using from this $40 million? And the real question is, how much will we be paying back? Now, you want to sit here, you and J.B. Pritzker want to puff out your chest and fight Tom Homan. We need Tom Homan here in Chicago. We need Donald Trump. And I don't want to see people like Pam Bundy and Kash Patel, haul you up out of here and become prosecuted. I don't want to see that happen.
Now, the bottom line is, and yes, I'm with you, Jerry Riley, illegal and legal are a big difference. We are talking about illegal, okay? We're talking about the ones who are hardcore criminals who have taken over plenty of buildings in Chicago. Okay? These are coming from the people who live there. See, it's easy for a lot of us to talk mess and say what shouldn't be happening and what's that, and we don't know the ins and outs of what these here citizens and residents and taxpayers are going through. They're telling you out their own mouth what they are going through. And the majority of them who are talking are Black Americans, because that's where a lot of the illegal immigrants who are hardcore criminals was placed at. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. And my thing is, everybody was mad when Tiffany and her goons took over 2 cities like it was New Jack City. Oh, do y'all remember how the media was talking about that? Social media was talking about that. How Tiffany and her goons was running Thornton Township in Illinois and Dalton, Illinois. But when it comes to illegal immigrants who are hardcore criminals, Venezuela gangs, running apartment buildings, you ain't hear nothing about that. Why is that? It's a whole lot of excuses when it comes to that. But it wasn't too many excuses for Tiffany. It wasn't too many excuses for Kamal. It wasn't too many excuses for Krigley. It wasn't too many excuses for Keith Price. It wasn't too many excuses for none of them. But it's a hell of a lot of excuses for getting these criminals out of Black neighborhoods. Why is that? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. That's all. I'm just asking a question. Why is it was a whole bunch of hell raising when Tiffany took over 2 towns like New Jack City? But when it come to these buildings being taken over by illegal immigrant hardcore gangsters, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. Wow. That says a lot within itself. I want to talk about this right here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That's where's that chick at? Hold on. I'm trying to get that chick family. Hold on.
Here was a young woman.
Hold on, family. Oh, I know where it's at. My bad. Check out this here lady right here. Check out this lady right here. My bad. Check out this lady here trying to tell everybody about that building because she lives in that area. So check it out.
Anybody that's in Chicago right now, you ain't even got to be in Chicago. I want you to share this video. I want you to share this video.
She said share the video. Now check out what she say about.
This is the building that ICE raided the other day. This is the building that everybody want to keep lying and saying was black people. But black people was in this building. No, let me not say black people wasn't in this building. Black people was in this building. But this is the building that everybody want to lie and say that it was majority black. And this is what we're talking about. What your government, what your mayor, what your alderman don't want to admit is the fact that they sold off your city for money. The fact that they was okay with getting all this funding and money and bringing these people here and being paying up to $8,000 for some of their rents. But this is what I just got directly from the property manager who was running this building. This building is huge. You can see. You can see behind me how big this building is.
I just spoke to a young lady who has been a resident of this building for the last 17 years, and she just confirmed. I have a separate video that I'll upload because she did not want her face on here. She just confirmed that this building was overran by illegal gangbangers. Illegal migrant gangbangers. Let's be clear, illegal Venezuelan gangbangers. Because if you go up in the building, which I'm going to walk up in the building, if you go up in the building, you'll see it's Venezuela written all over the doors. It's Venezuela written all over the doors. So for everybody that want to keep talking about this was a black building and they came in on black people, y'all are a liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. And you're spreading false information. This building was overran. Yes, black people are affected because guess what? They came and put them over here on the south side. They came and put them over here in South Shore. They came and put them over here in our communities and overran our neighborhood and community. Look at this big ass building. So I just talked to the property manager. Make sure that I just talked to the property manager. And he just told me, I was on now. These buildings, so they gonna make it seem like ICE did all this. ICE ain't do this. He just told me I was on now, the property manager. ICE ain't do this. The Venezuelan gang did that. He said some of these windows had already been busted. Some of these windows had already been busted. So yeah, when they came and raided, yeah, they did do some damage. But some of these windows were already busted, like that floor up there. That was already busted. That was done by the Venezuelan gang. So all y'all on this internet talking about they coming for black people, y'all sound goofy as hell. Cause one, you was born here, you got a birth certificate, social security card. Ain't nobody coming for you. Slow butt. But let these people put fear in you and fear monger you and tell the truth. The truth is your government sold you out. Your alderman, your mayor, your governor sold you out for money. Sold you out for federal funding. Sold you out, black people. And that's why I keep telling y'all, y'all so damn caught up in a Democratic Party that don't give a damn about you. When they sold you out. Because this ain't the only building over here. Like we said, who live here. South Shore is overran. It's overran. Motherfuckers on here talking about, do I live here, do I do this? I'm standing in front of the building. Now what? Now what you got to add? Now what you got to say? And I'm standing right here in front of the damn building. And I'm going to post the video with the young lady that I just made a video with. She don't want to put her face on here. She just said it. She been here 17 years. This building been overran by illegal gangbanging Venezuelans. So this is why this was one of the first buildings that they came to. And the property manager said that the reason why this building is going this way is because of the squatters' rights. 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 They had people, they had Venezuelans coming up in here, living in these empty apartment buildings, living in these empty apartments, and when they called the police on them to put them out, they told them that they lived here for 30 days and the police couldn't do nothing. Chicago just changed the squatter rights. Yeah. So a lot of people that here in Chicago, been here in Chicago, that got property, been dealing with this. Been dealing with them coming in and busting in and breaking into your properties and breaking into your buildings, and the fucking city telling you, oh, they can't do nothing. Because it's squatters' rights. Ain't no fucking squatters' rights for no people that ain't legal here.
Okay. So that was residents who live there, have family there, friends there. This is how they've been feeling. And they've been constantly being ignored. Wow. I don't, wow. That's basically all I could say right now is wow. I just wanted to show y'all that family, and I wanted to show y'all this as well. They are saying that this was in Chicago as well. This was at an airport in Chicago. And y'all know ride share. Before I get to the ride share, let me let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Southern Charisma. Salute, salute, salute. Salute to everyone. If I didn't mention your name, I'm so sorry. Jerry Rally. Thank you. TS, thank you for holding it down. LCL, thank you for holding it down. Thank you for the chat just holding it down. The chat, thank you. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you all so much. But TS said that was telling. It was heartbreaking as well, man. It was heartbreaking. And like I said, I'm putting politics aside. I'm talking about my people. I said the same thing when I was talking about Tiffany. I was passionate about it because of the way she was treating my people. And, you know, only thing we could do is kind of spread the word and try to help the people through that way, you know, and put the politics aside. The point is, y'all hear the people hurting in Chicago. And I don't care who the hell is helping my people right now. They're getting a little bit of help. It's about them. Damn who it is, the party. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the hardship that the people are going through in Chicago. I'm talking about the depression they going through, the bullying they going through, the intimidation they going through. People taking over them, just taking over them. And ain't nobody saying nothing. Nobody is saying nothing as if they don't matter. Everybody is fighting for other people. And I ain't hearing nobody mention the Black community that's really impacted by all of this. And they have been saying it for over 4 years. All right, but anyway, this is a airport. And this is ride share. And ride share, you know how when people get off the plane or, you know, somebody need to ride somewhere, they hop in the vehicle and they go with the person who driving, Uber driver, ride share, whatever it is, okay? Well, you have some illegal immigrants who are doing these ride shares. And they have said that a lot of people, Black, white, whoever, a lot of people, young men, young women, men, women, you notice they coming up missing a lot. Not to say this is the cause of it, but what they are saying is that when somebody is undocumented, and we showed y'all some of the driver's license that don't even have a name on them. Okay, they just get driver's license with stars on them. They don't even have to put their names on them. I showed y'all that in the last video, okay? It's out there. They say it's thousands and thousands and thousands of them out there. So if somebody like that do something to your loved one, how y'all supposed to track them down and they ain't got no name? I'll wait. I'll wait. If one of your loved ones call for ride share or something like that, and something happens to that loved one and that person who driving that ride share just take you off somewhere else, how are you supposed to be detected? How are you supposed to get help when the person, the ride share, oh, they took a ride share. Okay, what car was it? Oh, the car probably was stolen. Okay, who was it in the car? Oh, they ain't got no name. What? So what they did was they started going to the airports just to make sure that everybody had proper ID and everybody is supposed to be here. And then if everything is legit, they don't bother you. You can go ahead on and continue your ride share. Well, that's what ICE did. Wanted to check everybody's credentials to make sure that everybody is safe when they get into ride shares and cars. It made me think about the car story, and we talked about that and everything. And for people who don't know, she was serving her country in the military, okay? She did her ROTC, she did all that, and she was also involved in serving her country. But what I'm saying is, when I saw this, I said, wow, wonder if Hugo had said, hey, I'll give you a lift to your car, like he's an Uber driver or rideshare driver or something like that, because a lot of them are doing that. And they said that it's a lot of people that came up missing, jumping in a lot of ride shares that they thinking that are ride shares, but really not. So that's why that people deal with certain different ride apps, because they give you an identification tag number. They give you all that. So you know that, okay, this is a safe person to jump in the car with. Some of them in certain cities, sanctuary cities and things like that, they don't have to. So you're taking kind of a chance. They don't have to. Some of them probably do, but they really don't have to. Okay? So they went to this here airport and they was checking people credentials to make it. And our girl, Regina Waldrop, was reporting this story the other day. And so ICE was checking people credentials. They wasn't like aggressive or anything. They were just saying, hey, can I see your ID? And, everything like that, insurance, registration, all that good stuff. And then you can go on about your business, okay? Well, some of them didn't have it, okay? Some of them was pulling out IDs, like what we saw, I was showing y'all last week, with no names, no nothing on it, okay? But they said that this parking lot here usually be full of rideshare people. It's not that full this time. They said that they had to pull some cars. This our girl, Regina Waldrop. Y'all remember her. She did a lot of stories on Tiffany Henyard as well. Well, she was out there this morning this week. And she said they asked her for her credentials. They asked her for her license and things like that. She showed it to them and they was like, all right, bye. And they went on somewhere else, going around asking other people, okay? So it goes to show that they are not bothering people who have the right documents. They are not. Okay? And you say, oh, well, that's because she a news lady. They weren't going to mess with her. They weren't going to, no, because brother right here said, y'all see right there, Mr. Donald is a rideshare driver, okay? And y'all will see that it says he's a rideshare driver. Mr. Donald is. And he said they came to him and they asked him the same thing. Hey, let's see your license, your registration, everything. And he said he showed it to them and they said, all right, bye. And they left him alone too. But the ones who paperwork that wasn't right, they took. And so Regina Waldrop said that she did call down there and ask the ICE facility or whatever, how many people did they apprehend, but they have not gotten back with her and told her that yet, okay? But she was out there when this right here happened because she had got word that they was out there. So, but they let old boy go. And he wasn't part of no news thing or nothing like that. They asked him for his ID and all that. He said he gave it to him and it was no problem. He said they just went on about their business and he continued his rideshare job. Okay. So that was that lady right there. And we all heard these people right here. So basically, Tiffany exposed the lack of leadership that's going on and how a lot of residents was being ignored. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. And she is also the one that said, hey, I messaged you, check your inbox. Yeah, yeah. Only thing Tiffany gave the people was a couple damn chitlins, some freezer burnt turkey tails, and no brand food. That's all she gave the people. That's all she gave the people. As she took, and exposed her leadership. Yeah. Yeah, she exposed them. She put a lot of attention on them. She really did. She put a lot of attention on them. Now, Derrick Grove, he got captured, and it wasn't because of no girlfriend telling on him. Nah, that ain't what they say, family. They say that really wasn't the problem there. They said it was something deeper than that. Okay, so we're gonna hear about what they said. Why he most likely got caught, okay? And it wasn't because no girlfriend, he got to fight with no girlfriend, or he got into a confrontation with a girlfriend and she told on him. No. It's much deeper than that. I let the authorities tell y'all most likely how deep that is. But anyway, Derrick had got apprehended, okay? He was the last one standing out of the 10 inmates that escaped from New Orleans, okay? And he told them he want to go back to New Orleans. He said he don't want to be in no Georgia. He said, and I don't blame you, bro, because Georgia ain't gonna play with you. I don't know how they doing down there in New Orleans, but Angola ain't nothing to play with either now, because that's where they send them back to. But anyway, Derrick Grove was the last man standing, and he was captured, okay, down there in the ATL. Yes, and he was blowing kisses at people. Yes, he was blowing kisses at the women on the news who was filming him out there. He threw them a little puckered kiss. Yes, yeah. And you know what? It's a lot of women that was like, oh, Derrick, oh my God, he's so cute. Really? Really? Come on now, ladies. I know we ain't really. It's a lot of people that really, it's a lot of women that was really turned on by little Derrick. Yes. I don't know it because I'm older and I know I consider him like he probably could be my child or something like that. But the thing is, it was a lot of women, young and old, that was feeling for little Derrick here. Okay. Yes. Women, we got to do better. I don't know what it is about women that love these bad boys, bad boys. What happened to, like the nice men, the ones that work hard, 9 to 5. It don't matter if they mopping the floor or what. At least they doing something for themselves, It's like women ain't really running after those kind. They running after the bad boys. All right. Now you see where the bad boy at now. Okay. Now next thing you know, he gonna be draining your pocket because you're gonna have to put a whole lot of shit on his books. Okay. And you're gonna be like, well, then he ain't even with you, and you just forking out money, putting money on his books, and then he most likely sharing it with everybody in the jail cell. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know, women. We got to do better with that. But anyway, we really do. We got to talk to our young females too, our young adult females, because they really, they really getting moist about these bad boys. And I'm trying to figure out why they ain't getting moist about these men out here that's working a 9 to 5, making a good living, and they staying out of trouble, and they trying to follow the right road and all that right there. It's a lot of the women and stuff turn their heads on them. Now, we want the kind like this right here that's blowing kisses with handcuffs and the feds on his ass. That's what we like. What? We got to do better, ladies. Anyway, Derrick out here throwing kisses and stuff to folks. You know, he blowing kisses to the camera, and authorities said that it took them hours to find Grove inside of this house. SWAT team deployed gas multiple times before locating him hiding in the crawl space. Okay, now Derrick damn near got away now, y'all, because he was strong. His lungs is strong. They was throwing all kind of gas up in the joint, and he was in that crawl space. He was dealing with it. I'm not, I can't say because I wasn't there, but it's given the way they say that, it took hours to find him. It was given that they was almost about to say he ain't here. But it was something about, I guess, one of them tear gas that just made Derrick about choke. And there it was. They seen where he was. They seen where he was. It was over with. And that was him. And this is the house. Now, we're going to get to this house right quick, family. Hold on. We're going to get to this house that Derrick was in. And I was like, now the landlord said he didn't know Derrick was in that house. That's what he said now. I don't know. This is what he told everybody. He said he didn't know that Derrick was inside of this house and that he just rented it, okay? And I'm going to let y'all hear what he say, but that's the boys. They boarded up the joint. Yeah, SWAT had to come in there. And once they realized he was in there, now this is the owner of that house. He said he didn't know Derrick Tail was up in there. Point blank, period.
Say that the tenant here was a young woman and that he wasn't sure when she had started renting because he had been out of town.
They paid rent. I treat them as a regular customer, as a regular occupant. I don't know nothing about their background. All I know is that they look like, where you get this kind of money from? It struck me kind of strange.
Now, he said he don't know nothing about their background and where they got all that type of money from. That was pretty strange. So basically, it's given that Pops didn't care who rented his house. He changing the story and say that he don't have no dealings with the house, that his daughter rents out the house, okay? I see the people who rents out the house, that his daughter rents out the house. He turns around and now he's saying, shoot, I don't look at the background, but shoot, they had a lot of money. And I was like, kind of strange where they got all that money from. But Pops didn't care. Pops just said, hey, they got the money to pay for it. So, hey, I'm going to rent it to them. Basically, that's how it was, okay? Pops didn't give a damn. He just said they had a lot of money. Now, that's going to come up. I'm finna tell y'all about how Derrick got caught. Most likely how he got caught. It ain't got nothing to do with no female, him fighting no female or had a confrontation with a female. None of that. I'm gonna let y'all hear the authorities tell y'all about it. But anyway, when he said, keep in mind that he said they had a lot of money. Okay? They had a lot of money. So he rented it to him. Okay? Now, this is the crawl space that Derrick was up in and got choked out of with that smoke. So he was all up in the crawl space. All up in the crawl space. He was gonna stall him out. And that's how the place looked after SWAT and them got through trying to get Derrick up out of there. It's totally trashed, okay? But it did have surveillance cameras up in the joint. You see that they had surveillance cameras in that house, but for some reason, they only got 2 cameras working. We got to do better, family. Let's not have surveillance cameras up in our house. And we got, 9 cameras? And only 2 of them working. See, that's how you get caught again. See, all those things got to be working. They got to be on alert. And especially somebody like Derrick on the run, those surveillance cameras supposed to be set on sensitive. All mines are set on sensitive. You sneeze outside is did-a-dip. Yes. So now this is very disappointing right here that you on the run And y'all asked, now the man just told us y'all had some money, okay? He said they had a lot of money. They had a lot of money, so I don't do no background checks. I just, I just rent to them because they had some money. I was wondering why they had all that money, but they got money. Okay, so the man done told us y'all had money, okay? Why is it only 2 of the cameras are working? We got to do better. And you know you on the run. All those cameras should have been working. Plus, y'all hit that like button, please. And all those cameras should have been working. And y'all should have had about 3 more of those jokers. Yes. Yes. The man already told us they working. But instead of getting the cameras working, they got all this bubble gum on the floor. Why is that? Why is they got all this bubble gum on the floor? Now, is the bubble gum a camouflage for their good? I'm just asking a question because one of the authorities might answer that question in a minute. Yeah, once we let him talk. But they done ramsacked this house. Look at this house here. Lord have mercy. Now, that's him talking about, yeah, they had some money. They had some money now. They had some money. And all that stuff like that, okay? Now, let's listen. Now, Derrick said he don't want to stay in no Georgia. That's when he had his little hearing after they caught him. He told that judge, now, y'all go ahead on and extradite me back on over there to Louisiana. I don't want to stay over here in Georgia. First of all, you don't know nobody over there in Georgia. And then his visitation. I don't know if they get visitation over there in Angola. I don't know. But anyway, he wanted to be near family, I guess, and in his own home state or whatever. So he told them to ship him on back over there. And that's exactly what they said they did. So when he asked to be shipped over there, the judge told him, said, okay, if Louisiana don't come and get you within 15 days, I have the right to let you go. And I will let you go, but I can still hold you for 30 days before I let you go. But if I let you go and then you wait those 30 days and you go back out into the public, understand you still have a warrant for your arrest with Louisiana still is looking for you. Okay, so either way it go, even if I let you go, they're going to still be after you. Okay. And you're going to have to go through the same process if you're found in another state. So he said, nah, I want to go home. So he said, okay, they got 15 days to come get you. Well, Louisiana said, say no more. Here we come with a helicopter. Here we come. Say no more, bruh. We coming quick, fast, and in a hurry for you. So they came and got old Derrick. Okay. But let me let y'all hear what they said, that why Derrick most likely got caught. Check this out.
Accountable. Brian Fair with the U.S. Marshal's Office says on September 11th, 3 people were arrested for drugs and guns in the 9th Ward.
What?
Fair says the 3 men arrested were associates of Groves. We asked Fair if Groves' associates' alleged drug and weapons operation funded his stint on the run.
It's going to get explored further, so I don't want to comment on it really too much because it's an open investigation. But I would say it's a definite possibility based on the quantity of narcotics that were found in the residence.
Y'all heard that? Okay, so what happened is on September the 11th, right? It was 3 associates of Derrick's who got arrested down in Louisiana in the 9th Ward, okay, for that good. A lot of that good, okay? They was moving that good. And they got arrested. And somehow it was said or known or portrayed as these was Derrick's associates. And all of a sudden, Derrick gets caught in Georgia. And the kind of good that Derrick had in his house kind of coincide with the baggies or whatever it is. It was some evidence in that house that is connected to the evidence on September 11th when they grabbed the 3 associates. Okay? And so we don't know if the 3 associates snitched or not, but what we do know is that this here man said he can't talk too much, But considering what was found in the residence with Derrick, it kind of coincided with the evidence that they got the 3 associates on September the 11th. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. So if y'all didn't understand what that man said, maybe y'all need to hear it again.
Accountable. Brian Fair with the U.S. Marshal's Office says on September 11th, 3 people were arrested for drugs and guns in the 9th Ward. Fair says the 3 men arrested were associates of Groves. We asked Fair if Groves' associates' alleged drug and weapons operation funded his stint on the run.
That's going to get explored further, so I don't want to comment on it really too much because it's an open investigation. But I would say it's a definite possibility based on the quantity of narcotics that were found in the residence.
So, because it's an open investigation, he really can't say too much. But what he can say is that based on the quantity that was found inside Groves' residence when he got busted, it's kind of looking like it's connected to the bust they did on September the 11th in the 9th Ward with 3 associates of Derrick Grove. Mm-hmm. It ain't had nothing to do with no chick got mad and all that stuff. No, this come back to September the 11th when somebody got apprehended. Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's how that right there go. So now we know that, and I guess more will come out on that situation. Yes, but they came and got Derrick in the helicopters and all that right there, and he was considered the most dangerous one of them all, but he didn't have no pushback with him or nothing like that. He just went on like, okay, y'all got me. He blew him a couple of kisses, and then they put him in the helicopter and took him on back to Angola. Yeah. Now, listen, I'm going to do this right quick, and then I'll give y'all a number that y'all can call if you like to call in right quick, and then I'm going to close this thing out. But little old female Chucky here done went back to court. Remember when we was talking about her case was kind of postponed because they were trying to see if she's competent or incompetent and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, she couldn't fool the test. No, she could not fool it. And they said she is competent. So, yeah, she got to stand trial for poking that McDonald's manager in the store and acting like a backyard Barbie. And this is her always in them Chucky filters. That's why I call her the female Chucky, because she the one that when she was out was always acting like she was Chucky. Yeah, she was always acting on her filters as if she was Chucky. The girl is clearly ain't represented. Well, the test say that she all right. The only thing that I see that the test might have revealed that she needed was some glasses. Y'all see the glasses hanging off her head. They was not hanging off her head when she first got arrested like that. You know what I'm saying? She was always coming in there without any glasses and all that. So the only thing that tell me that the test really showed is that she need glasses. That's all. Other than that, she is going to trial, and she's going to stand that trial, and she's competent to do so. See, I'm so tired of these backyard Barbie criminals and stuff trying to act like they don't have it all when they get in trouble. And then they try to play dumb and try to act like they ain't got it all to try to slide up out of trouble. But now that test said, now, sister, you can stand trial. Now, what I want to know is why didn't I see Chucky coming up in there with her, defending her? Because, see, she loved to play Chucky. So I'm trying to figure out why she didn't have Chucky by her side. See, that's what they say about playing with these Chucky spirits and stuff. They'll leave you hanging. Yeah, you'll do all the work for the devil, then the devil leave you hanging. So I'm trying to figure out, is Chucky putting money on her books? Yeah, because, you know, she was very, very intrigued with Chucky. So let's hear this judge. This judge said she competent.
I am Afim Baduma on it.
If I can just have 1 second, I'm sorry.
We're here for a review hearing. This matter was referred to the Forensic Center for competency. The court is in receipt of a report dated September 17th, 2025. And it's my understanding that both the defense and the prosecution stipulate to the September 17th, 2025 report,
which implies that Ms. Mohammed is competent to stand trial. Is that correct on behalf of the people?
She is competent to stand trial. Point blank, period. That's what she said. She is competent to stand trial. So, yeah, we'll see you at trial, sister. Because, and I hope they give you a long time, because that's not her first time poking nobody. It's really not. She's poked her ex-boyfriend almost to the point of deletion. Almost. So she was already in trouble for attempted deletion. And then she messed around and got off on that. Within 4-year probation, she got out. And then here she go poking this manager till the manager fell to her demise. So yeah, she competent. And we'll see you in court, sister. So if anybody wants to call in and talk about these 3 subjects, be my guest, okay? The telephone number is 678-439-4517. So if anybody want to call and talk about any one of these subjects, please let me know. And I do know that TS was telling me about this chick here that I gotta get more information on the white lady. It was a lady, her last name is Miss White, said something about she was wrongly apprehended about her kids, said something about they was trying to take her kids away from her and things like that. But I gotta look more into that story. Me and my team will look more into that story this week. Most definitely. But I do know that they found another body in the Bayou family. Oh, yes. We got to talk about that, too. I just don't have time to talk about that. The time has got well over 2 hours. And we're going to have to definitely talk about that. But if you would like to call, you can call. The number again is 678-439-4517. Yes, and salute to all. Thank you, TS, for putting that in the chat and everything. Let me see what all y'all are saying as well. Give me a minute. I really do appreciate everybody. I really do appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. If anybody would like to call in, please feel free. And we could chat, talk for a few minutes. And then we're going to have to call it the night, because I already know that this is past some of our bedtime. They like cafe. It's almost about 9 o'clock. What time is it, y'all? Some people got different time zones too, you know? So y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about here. And like I said, the telephone number is 678-439-4517. TS has it in the chat as well for y'all. But in the meantime, I'll hold on a few more minutes. Let me read some of the chat and see what some of y'all are saying. And then I'll close it out. Thank you, TS. I want to know what's happening with Tiffany. Yes, Patron. Would love to know what's happening with Tiffany. So far, all we know is she's still running the streets. Yes. Cafe, how you doing?
Okay, how you doing, Queen?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for calling.
Yes, I've been missing you. I had a new phone. This is LCL.
Okay, LCL, moderator in the house.
Yeah, I've been missing you.
Oh, we miss you too. Oh, how's your back?
It's better.
Okay,
I'm
great.
getting stronger each day.
Great.
But yes, but I just wanted to say hello because I've been missing you. I've been missing the lives because you're coming on at different times, and I have a new phone, so that just been messing me up. You know, I'm trying to catch up and everything else. So I just wanted to say hello.
Well, we sending so much love to you, and we so glad that your back surgery was successful. You just got to do some healing.
Oh, yes, I'm doing a whole lot better.
Okay.
Yes. But I wanted to say, a couple of days ago, they did find another body in Texas. I'm gonna just say it like that.
Yes. And you know, because we was talking about that, and another body came up again, and I do understand that they keep saying is not anyone that's doing it, but then again, you can't explain to us what it is then. You see?
Yes.
And what you keep right, and you keep trying to tell us about homeless people and things like that. Now you got to come a little bit better than that when you got about 40 and 50 bodies popping up, you know?
Exactly. And you see, I'm like 3 hours away
from
that. Yeah, I'm not far from there, and they've been finding a few bodies here. As a matter of fact, they found one yesterday right here where I, you know, in Louisiana. So it's something that, so everybody's just, you know, trying to be cautious about where we go.
Right. Right. Definitely need to be cautious.
Yes, exactly, because you know I think everybody should have somebody's location. You know, like my children have my location. They know where I'm at 24/7.
Right.
You know,
right.
Because I mean, they calling me, "Mama, you okay? You never left the house." You know, and my age, you know, I'm 65. I ain't got, you know, and I'm good.
Yeah, well, we all old school, so it's good.
Yeah. You know, it took me a while to feel, you know, to realize, well, you know, your dad took the car, so how you know I'm still, I forgot it was my phone, not the car. It took me a while, but that was a few years ago. I was younger then, you know. But anyway, you know, so I feel somebody needs, you know, your location when you leave the house. I don't care, you know, if it's your husband, your boyfriend, you know, your children, your grandchildren. Somebody needs to know. Right. Somebody definitely needs to know, and you try to let them know, like, even if you say you go on one spot, if you decide to go to another one, if you don't have that tracker, you and your family, then you need to be calling them and letting them know, hey, I've left that spot and I'm going to this spot. Oh yeah, you know, and I'm going with such and such and such and such and such and such. But it really do need to be where now, the way things are going, we really do need to make sure we are letting our loved ones know exactly where we are. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. Everything is getting worse, you know, because, you know, these kids is carrying guns now. And I'm not saying those little bitty handguns. Right. You're right. They got switches. They say, like, the switches, like military operation. Yes. I mean, they shot a little boy arm off a couple of weeks ago. I mean, completely off his body. Wow. Now, what kind of gun? I mean, you know, my husband was in the military, and that was his specialty. I don't like guns, so it just went through one ear and came out the other. I didn't want to know, you know, what kind of guns these kids are carrying, because that's scary. Right, that's very scary. It is. But I feel that the mayors need to have something in place for these young kids to go. They don't have, right here in my city, we just got a new mayor. He do not want to, I ain't gonna say he don't want to. I guess that's not in his plans right now. He's gearing more to the little young kids. That's fine. That's fine. But we having trouble with the bigger kids. Right. That's when we need to, to pull off the street and talk to these boys and girls. Because I know girls is getting worse than the boys now.
Right, they are. Right.
Oh, it's just sad. It's just sad.
It is.
Yeah. But I'm gonna let somebody else call in. But I just wanted to, to say hello.
I'm so
to
glad
everyone,
you did, and we sending you love, hugs, and prayers and everything. And we so glad that you're healing.
But tell your family hello.
I will definitely.
Yes, and tell them that's why I haven't been on. I bet they've been looking for me, but that's the reason.
Yeah, I knew they was looking for you, and we all know. And then we all say like. We know that if someone is missing for a little period of time, we know that it's something. And then when they get ready, they will let us know. And that's the good thing about the Knowledge family, that we know we don't see a person in a while, we give them our prayers and things like that. But we knew that it was something. And I was just so glad that you're healing and you're progressing and you're getting the better. So you keep relaxing. Don't overdo it.
I'm not. I told my daughter, I said, no, I'm milking this. I'm letting my husband do everything.
Yes. You did. Well, see, you done told him now, so now he gonna know.
I only have one daughter and I have two boys.
Okay.
So my daughter, she's very close to her dad. I mean, she's close to me too, but she's like in between. So she tells her daddy whatever I tell her.
Right.
I'll tell you, daddy, but it gets to him. But he don't. He's laid back. He don't care.
We are so glad to hear from you, and thank you so much.
If anything else come up, I always email you.
Okay.
Let you know what's going on with me. So if you don't see me, I'll email you and let you know what's going on. But take care.
Okay, take care too. And we sending love and hugs to you and the family, and tell your family we said hello as well.
I sure will. I talk about you all the time.
Okay.
When they call and I don't answer, my daughter said, "Oh Lord, I guess she's talking to Cafe on that phone." She already, they know. So, yes, ma'am. So y'all take care.
Okay,
and have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, LCL's in the house, moderator. Okay, yes. Patriot said it figures with everything being crazy, evil is running astray. Yes, it really is. It really is. Yes. And TS said, take care of yourself. Cafe.
Hey, Cafe, what's going on?
What's going on? TS, other moderator in the house.
Yeah, this is moderator night right here.
Yes, moderator day in the house. Thank y'all, moderators, so much. Y'all do such an awesome job. I just appreciate y'all so much.
That's because we love you, Cafe.
I love y'all back. Really do.
We love the work you do. You really put in a lot of effort and research and investigations, way far more than everybody else. I watch a lot of different people. But I was calling, I'm not going to take too long. I was calling because of 3 reasons. I'll be glad when they lock that damn Tiffany Henyard ass up, man. That damn girl. Damn.
Tiffany is way overdue. I'm telling you. They put the subpoenas on her, but we haven't heard an indictment or anything yet,
And see, I thought they was going to do something to her about trying to damn hoodwink them people for their restaurant. And I was waiting to hear something on that, and they ain't heard nothing on that. So it's been church. But look, I was calling because number one, I'm right outside of Houston, so I want to let you know about these bodies.
Right.
Keep showing up. Day after day, another body show up. Now, I was sitting here looking when the news came on, and they said they found that body after the young lady that go to U of H.
Right.
And where they say they found that body, they say some kids was riding by on a scooter.
Right. They said a scooter, and they saw it.
When you look at the news and you see that dive team in there, they way back up in some hedges. So I'm like, somebody must put that body there. That's just my own opinion with my mind. I use common sense. So anyway, however the bodies are showing up, they constantly showing up from where we don't know. But I kind of took offense when the mayor got on the thing and said it was YouTube problem for talking about it. First of all, if y'all got a round table conference room, you need to be in that son of a bitch trying to find out who the fuck is doing this and where the fuck they at.
Yeah. Well, you know, they
about what we're talking about on YouTube. That's our damn business.
Yeah. Well, you know, they do put that, you know, it's like, I guess YouTube, a lot of people looks at it. And then when you talk about something like that, if you don't really, you know, you trying to suppress that certain topic.
We ain't trying to suppress nothing like that. We need to be on the handle that.
Right.
Yeah, we need to handle that.
Right.
Find out where that damn lunatic at and get them off the street.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Yeah.
You know, we doing our job by letting everybody know to be safe.
Yeah, but you know, they'll put it as we are the problem. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because we talk about it. And so, and yeah, y'all hit that like button because they might try to suppress this one too. But you know,
this just for entertainment and educational purposes.
Right,
so
exactly.
They can't really do that to us. You know, we keep it within the rules and the limits.
Right.
So, and the other thing was, I wanted to mention the young lady that I sent you the information on. You can hit me up at any time. And I just want to say I love you again. Thank you for all the work you do. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think that because we're on YouTube discussing all of these different issues, whether it be social, political, or whatever, I don't want them to think that we're just wasting time and blowing smoke. We're actually coming to some conclusion that's helping people.
Right, right. Most definitely.
So
most definitely.
Yeah, I want to thank you.
I thank y'all too as well, because without y'all, it wouldn't be possible. I could sit here and talk all day, but even though, like I always say, if it's only 2 or 3 views, it's fine with me. Yeah. Those are 2 or 3 people who are listening, and those 2 or 3 people don't realize how word of mouth is more powerful than advertisement. You know, and so this still gets the word out. You see what I'm saying? But I appreciate all the support that y'all give as well, because without y'all, this would not be possible. And that's with any channel or any, without the supporters, it wouldn't be possible. So shout out and special thanks to all of you in the chat, the replay game, moderators, you know, subscribers, people who be in the comment section. That makes a difference, you know. So I just shout out, sending love, hats off to y'all. Y'all the one who needs the hats off, because y'all are the ones who make us continue to do what we do. You know,
that's so sweet.
And
Thank you so much.
I just appreciate all of y'all. Really do. Really do.
And we appreciate you, and thank you for keeping us up to date with what's going on out here. And we're going to keep working to help support other people in this community and, you know, in these streets. And just thank God for you. And we're going to continue to vibe high, even though they try to depress us with all that news. We still going to vibe high, and we still going to keep it moving for our people. So thank you again.
And thank you. And I want to give TS a special thank you as well, like I do LCL and Kendall R. But man, you talking about rocking with me since almost the beginning of time. And I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all for just doing that. You know, it's nothing like seeing your supporters with you from the beginning when you didn't have probably but about 500 or 600 subscribers, you know, and they still hanging with you and hanging with you to all the way to this point where we at 11K. You know,
what the young people say, we're going to ride till the wheels fall off. We're going to ride till the wheels fall off.
Yes. So I just appreciate all of you. I really do. I mean, I say it all the time, but I have to. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you. And you are too. Thank you. And I wish everybody would be safe and have a blessed night, blessed weekend, and I'll see you next time. I look forward to it. If you
All
don't
right,
see me
and I'm gonna
look, if you don't see me sometime, I'm still doing work out here in these streets.
Oh, I already know. I already know because you work heavy in the community as well.
Man,
so
having me going, Cafe, but tell the team I said hi and I love you guys and your family. Okay.
I will.
Have a good night.
Good night. Okay. All right. Bye bye.
All right. Ciao.
Okay. So thank you all. It was moderators night, huh? Moderators in the house. It was moderators night. Salute to y'all. Love y'all. Sending loves and hugs to you all. And I appreciate y'all for hanging in there with the sisters. Getting late. So I'm going to let everyone have a good weekend, the rest of the weekend. And I will be talking to y'all soon. But I am going to look into that story that TS did send me. We'll look into it more and see what's going on with that. Other than that, love you guys. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from your goals and success. Bye-bye. Okay.